Dog Spots, and today we're here with Pam Hammersley from Westie Rescue. Hi Pam, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
And can you tell us a little bit about the Westie Rescue?
Surprisingly enough, you don't hear of Westies very often being surrendered or in shelters, but unfortunately we have a lot that are surrendered. And our representatives or our volunteers are from Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. So we have had quite a few volunteers that do nothing but foster and transport and take Westies to the vet and all sorts of things to help the breed.
And what's your role in the Westie Rescue organization?
I'm one of the many volunteers. I kind of am the representative from Indiana, although we have several volunteers, but we also have a rep from Ohio and 2 from Kentucky. And it keeps us pretty busy with our volunteers. Keeping our volunteers busy is important too. And that's not a problem with us. It doesn't seem to be in the last few years because there are a lot of Westies out there.
And why did you choose Westies? What made you fall in love with that breed?
A friend of mine said she found a dog that was at a kennel and had been there a long time, and she wanted my husband and I to go look at it, and I finally agreed to that and brought her home. And she was a little Westie, and we fell in love with the breed. I think that was 15 years ago, and we've been volunteering at Westie Rescue ever since.
And can you tell us a little bit about where you find the Westies that need to be fostered, and what the adoption process is, and that sort of thing?
Well, some of our applicants have said it's harder to adopt a Westie than it is a child, and I suppose sometimes that's true. We do have an application that we have them fill out, and we do home checks to make sure that it's a proper home for a Westie. But Westies are terriers, and they're curious, and they can get into everything. So we make sure the home is good, and that the family really wants a terrier. And once the Westie comes to us, if it's an owner surrender or we get it from a shelter, we go through the vetting, have them completely vetted, all their shots, have them neutered or spayed, heartworm tests, and then they're ready for adoption, and we look for the right fit of all the applicants we have. And there are so many people, wonderful people out there that just want to take one of these dogs into their hearts, and they easily come into your heart. They worm their way in, really. And then we have an adoption application, and then the adoption contract. The normal cost for one of our Westies is $250, which helps to cover the vet bills.
And how many adoptions would you say that you do on a yearly basis?
Well, Sarah asked me that on her way over here today, and the fact is last year we did about 54 adoptions, and this year we're already up to 12, and here we are just at the end of February, so I think it's going to be a very busy year for us.
At this current time, do you have any dogs available for adoption?
I think in fact, last weekend, 3 of our dogs went to their new homes. So right now we have one who's being housed in Ohio, fostered in Ohio. And, but you know, next week we may have 5. Just never know.
And how many volunteers would you say are in the Indianapolis, Indiana area?
I would say we've got about 30 people that have offered their homes to foster or transport or do anything they can to help.
Have you had any experience with puppies from puppy mills?
Yes, in fact last year we had what we referred to as the Great Puppy Mill Rescue. One of the puppy mills in Missouri was being closed down because of new legislation they have there, so they're closing a lot of the puppy mills, thank heavens. And we had 25 that came here to Indianapolis. We had to drive out to St. Louis and pick them up. And it was so sad to see this huge truck, this van really, with cages, one on top of the other. And here came these poor little Westies, they were a mess. And none of them knew their names. They didn't, some of them, their feet had never touched the ground. So, but we had everybody meet here in Indianapolis when we brought the dogs back, and every single one of them went to a foster home, and then every one of them was adopted. So we felt really good about that.
That's fantastic. And do you want to talk a little about the fundraiser that's coming up?
We've been lucky enough to meet a group of dedicated women and men that have Westies and decided they wanted to put together a Westie Walk, and we've worked with them, and I'll let Sarah Brown tell you all about it, but it's just been a wonderful thing for Westie Rescue and for Westie Meds, and we're very grateful for that.